Black Spring here. It is your Sunday, and that's going to be December 1st. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I am back just for a few minutes. I did come on last night and decided to come back today. And I kind of want to talk about it's going to me, I guess in some ways, I'm going to kind of reiterate some of the same points that I made, some of the same points that I made last night regarding, Elon Musk. But I'm thinking that there's a bigger picture here. And when I say that, I'm referring to me that there's a much bigger. I think there's probably an overarching overarching agenda. Okay, to say the least. And to me, it's going to kind of bring. It's to me, it's going to kind of go towards. I think free speech somehow will be. This may be the. I think there's going to be some type of impetus for free speech, or I talked about Elon Musk last evening. I hope you guys are doing well out there, and I talked about him being a kind of a quintessential. I referred to him as a quintessential global citizen. And, I talked about him having, of course, he's got the nationality of American as well as Canadian, as well as the South African. So I talked about, in some ways I was kind of want to go into I was kind of going down that same detour last night, but I couldn't quite place it. But, we've talked about there's nothing new under the sun. There's also nothing new. Shout out to Derek C. Williams. Thank you so much for coming in here. I appreciate it. It's kind of thank you so much, Derek, for all the work that you do, and I'm certainly going to get into that. Hi, Freedom's March. How are you? And so, what I'm on about is I'm thinking not only I think there's a bit of dualism going on here, and I'm thinking not only could Elon Musk be not only is he in he's in this kind of quintessential kind of global citizen uh position, but I also think this could be him popping up in the places that he's popping up. I'm also thinking that in some ways is it a prototype? The things that we're seeing, this I talked about it last night, for the conservative types or the sticklers or those that are, checking constitutional voting records amongst representatives and senators and da 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 da. Uh, I talked about that, but I said, well, he was not elected, and we've never had in the history of this country, we've never had a advisor. I talked about that being more of a kind of a globalist kind of a, more of a moniker to me. We don't. This is not the WEF. Okay, we had Klaus Schwab and Harari. We're familiar with that. Okay. But then I also want to be clear, I wasn't exactly playing devil's advocate either. This wasn't like some kind of contentious opinion that I was stating about, him not being elected, because it is a fact. He was not. No matter where you think you stand on it, yada yada yabba dabba yabba dabba, whatever. But he wasn't. And so no, I wasn't playing devil's advocate. I'm just curious about the support for those that would argue for that. Oh, that's fine. But it kind of brings me back to this. It makes me think that I'm thinking that Musk could also be a bit of he could be a prototype. I do think that CV19 and dare I say any type of uh, demics or global situations to come. Hi, Freedom's March and Walking Tall. Uh, Hi, if you're new to the channel, welcome in. And so what I'm thinking is it possible that he could also be a prototype for something for a much larger agenda? I mean, could it come down to, we've talked about this on this channel before. We've talked about the Bill of Rights. We've talked about, oh, they had this whole thing going out probably about 2 years ago, in which, there was something out there. They were kind of, I remember covering something on it in which there was some type of solicitation for, I'm not sure. Of course, it was probably limited to a certain group of people about what should be included in the Bill of Rights, that kind of a bit. So that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, I'm just thinking, is it a test? Are they kind of trying to test and see what kinds of things the American people will react to? What will they tolerate? I mean, we tolerated a lockdown, and we accepted the terminology. Shout out to Derek C. Williams. We accepted terminologies of lockdowns, which is typically a term that is usually referred to those who are um, incarcerated. So I'm just thinking, is it possible that Musk could also be a prototype for other things? Because for one, it's like it kind of gets into, you say, oh, well, Black Spring, you're saying he wasn't elected. Well, also neither will AI. So all it kind you can, I mean, the rabbit hole, I think it goes, it can probably go deep. I think it can go very, very deep, but I'm just thinking that he's probably gonna serve multiple, to me, purposes. A lot of people are not. I think some people, they don't want you, any kind of opposition. I'm very well aware of that. I'm not under any delusion that people that are pro whatever, whether it's 100%, whatever, they're going to, they may not accept any type of opposition or anything that they think's not in support of, you know, what's to come, so to speak. So I'm just thinking, you know, could it be that he's also a little bit in the vein of he could be a prototype for, would we accept an AI representative in the future? I mean, we're looking at what their argument is most of the time when it comes to like AI, is that they're looking for something that's going to be like allegedly the least amount of bias. Um, like I imagine what the AI, according to the powers that be right now, AI does not have the type of consciousness or the type of emotions right now. So I'm just saying, could it be that he will serve as, that they're just going to keep kind of prototyping, they're going to just kind of keep putting things out there and to see how the people react. If the people push back. I'm not saying that I'm some type of, I'm not saying that I'm all knowing or I'm prophetic by any stretch, but I'm just thinking that there's a lot more. I think there's a little bit more to what we see than just, just surface level types of things. So, like I said, I pointed out, I said specifically, if most diehards, whether you're super, you're MAGA, super MAGA, whatever, or whether you're whatever. I'm surprised there's been no pushback, because I don't think anybody else would have ever really accepted it. And I'm not hearing any of the media outlets talking about this. I'm not hearing that. But I'm thinking that, to me, they're going to be able to prototype a lot of things to come just by just kind of hitching wagons to Trump. You know, what's to come, I think it's going to be a lot more. I think AI is going to be involved. Um, and I don't think, who's going to be the one. What are the people going to elect? AI? Are they going to elect the people behind the curtain? I'm just saying, I just think that there's a lot more to this, but at the same time, like I said, I wasn't offering some type of contentious opinion about the process. Typically you're gonna file for your candidacy, or you're gonna be, well, if you're gonna help out, well, in what capacity, or I'm just curious. And like I said last night, it's definitely gonna be one to watch. But I think this is all leading to more of an NWO. The functionality is, the long term is what I think they're after. And it's almost like if you wear people down, I guess it's a kind of attrition. Like this is a little bit of a we're in a bit of a war of attrition. Shout out to Marcy T. If you wear us down enough, people are gonna, people will, some people are gonna go with it. They're going to forget, oh, well, yeah, oh, yeah, people typically do run for this type of position, or typically, the people have to, you have to be elected, or you have to have an appointment that's basically of the people. I don't see that kind of pushback right now. And I think it'll probably come out, but it's not coming out through legacy media right now. Maybe they're going to save it for later. uh you know Maybe they're going to save it for later. For later. Derek C. Williams, he says, when you say, hey Siri, you building your own. Wow, amazing. Okay, so let me back up here just a little bit. Derek C. Williams says, think about it. Yuval Noah Harari, he wants a future based solely on synthetic life. The devil himself. Derek hates him, and I've never walked a day with him. Yeah, but you know what? To me, he's definitely not leaving you guessing. He's telling you exactly where he is. I'm not a fan by any stretch, um, but I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot more. I think a lot more is going to be achieved if the people are letting their, pro whatever, if you're letting that down, then you're going to allow a lot more to come in. Okay. If you allow, I mean, I guess out of chaos comes, to me, uh, confusion. And then from the confusion comes deception. That's what I'm on about. And so I think we'll probably see more of Musk. And I think whatever it takes, right? Because I talked about NWO. Some people are probably still in, oh, I need a tin hat to watch this channel. Okay, well, do whatever you like. I think Walmart has 10 nonstick surface for about $4.48. So go on out, knock yourselves out. You need a tin hat. Okay, a tin foil hat at that. So that's kind of what I'm on about, just a little bit. But then I wanted to bring in this other piece. About this is from Breitbart. I didn't go in studio for this because I just kind of wanted to come. I just wanted to come right out with it. Um, Breitbart released a piece about Trump. Maybe he might be able to kick certain, I guess, legacy media people out, or change some seats and all kinds of, these kinds of a bit. But and I'll get into that in just a second. So yeah, I was once again, thank you guys so much for those of you that were able to kind of tune in last night. Um, and I didn't get a whole lot. I mean, and maybe, who knows, maybe I was censored, maybe you didn't get to read it. Um, but yes, I was asking the question about, what did you think of Musk and the advisor type appointment, or whether it's formally appointed, or not official appointed, or whatever. Like I said, Schwab had an advisor. um some other countries, they have advisors, but there again, in this country, we typically, that's not our process. But at the same time, I do think that because the walls are coming down, that a lot more things are going to creep in that are not not the, dare I say, I don't even call it the norm. I do think that more things that are not necessarily the norm are going to start to creep in. And to me, I think Musk would be a perfect prototype for, he's definitely, he definitely has, I'm pretty sure he's AI is not out of the wheelhouse. And so yeah, who knows what the future looks like. But I just think that it's more than interesting that, you know, that, dare I say, conservative types, or uh, whatever people want to refer to themselves as at this point, are kind of accepting. I almost borderline want to call it some type of, is it hypocrisy? Because it's almost like we kind of talk about, we make the class warfare kind of arguments all the time, but yet it's not being made here. But then I also talked about the intercessions that, with some of the things that are going on between Britain and their prime minister and Musk. But then, there was not necessarily any type of intercession here for the current administration. And so it's getting, it's very, so it's revealing to me, but only through time, will it take any kind of shape. But I don't think it's going to be a long time. Maybe it's not going to be a long time, but it's going to be, it'll shape up pretty soon. Let me scroll this back. Hi, John Roberts. He says the Bible describes it, then I'll believe it otherwise. It's space alien nonsense. Country Boy Archaeology. I'm not sure if you're new to the channel, but welcome in, Country Boy Archaeology. I see your position there on TRUMP. Well, a lot of people, there's a lot of different opinions out there, without a doubt. And a lot of those opinions are based on a lot of that. All of that, the country is dripping with signs of that. It's everywhere. There's some drippings of those elements that you're mentioning there. But I just kind of wanted to kind of recap a little bit about last night. So it's just, just wondering if it comes up. I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to see what kinds of responses that the right will give, in terms of, what kind of responses will they give? What will be there? What will the argument be? Will it stand? Tested. I mean, what will it be? And John Roberts says only one opinion counts, and it's not our opinion. No, clearly not. We're not in control of the situation. A lot, and see, John Roberts, that's the thing. I think we're given so many illusions that's why, that's why we kind of to me, my concern is more about like idolizing the idolatry, or to me, in another trope might be comparative trope. I might say you can't see the forest for the trees. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, yeah. I mean, nothing surprises me, but I'm just thinking, okay, because when we have the left right kind of paradigms, um, I can see that in this case, or even on a national level, no one has really brought this out. It's not being brought to mainstream or legacy media just yet. Not yet. Like I said, they might be saving it for something else. They might be saving it. And then let's go on to the liner. So I found an interesting liner, and it's Breitbart, and it's back to, here we're going into the, I guess, First Amendment, right? All right, so we're all, I've talked about Kareem Jean-Pierre. I've talked about, I watch those every week, okay? I've endured those for quite some time. So, according to Breitbart, Trump may kick establishment media out of White House briefing room, make seats for new media. And see, when I'm reading this, when I see who's at the core of this new media, no, these people are not new media. I'm sorry, this is very fraternal to me. No, are they going to bring the average YouTuber in? I mean, come on. Do you think? I mean, do I think ABL is going to get a seat at the table in this situation? No, I don't. I don't. I'm not under that kind of illusion. I'm not. Delusion. I'm not. Derek C. Williams, that's because it's a big club and we ain't in it. There you go. Teach. All right, so I'm just going to read this for you. Okay, so it says President-elect Donald Trump is considering rearranging White House press briefings in a move that could leave establishment media outlets out to dry. Here we go with the club, right? The clubs. One club door closes and opens another one, right? Okay, so let's keep going. It says instead of hostile legacy media outlets, Trump could seat new media hosts such as, now wait for it, Megyn Kelly and Joe Rogan. Now, I'll talk about Megyn Kelly in just a minute. Okay, so apparently, during a podcast, Donald Trump Jr. revealed a plan on Monday on his podcast entitled Triggered with Donald Trump Jr. with Michael Knowles. So, this new press secretary, of course, Michael Knowles inquired if Caroline Leavitt is looking at the new press briefing room chart, and if or maybe it's time to reorder that chart and maybe, take away some people's seats. Okay, so that's, a little podcast tea. It says Trump Jr. responded, quote, "We're going to break some news here." And he continued, he said, "I literally had this conversation while I was flying back. I was on the phone with my father, and I think it was coming back. It was coming back from SpaceX launch with Elon Musk last week. And we were talking about the podcast world and some of our friends, Rogan and guys like you. So I don't know. Maybe an ABL might get tapped. I don't know. A Brandon Tatum might get tapped. Maybe hold on just a second. Maybe what's the other guy? Timcast. Maybe Timcast might get tapped. Okay. So it says he revealed his father responded, "That's a great idea, Don." All right. So it says, so that may be something in the works, Trump Jr. added. So the article goes on to say that the White House briefing room holds seats for only 49 credentialed members of the press. Yet, while the White House controls who is credentialed, the Independent White House Correspondents Association decides who is seated and where. Okay, you got me? You picking up? You got me. So listen, it says during his first administration, Trump temporarily banned CNN's Jim Acosta from the briefing room. The White House relented after CNN launched a legal skirmish and Acosta returned to briefings. The podcasts have quickly gained prominence, including significant gains since Trump left office, but the White House Correspondents Association may be unlikely to welcome new media into their folds. Okay, so there again, I think this is a situation of illusions. To me, Megyn Kelly she might be an independent contractor, but I wouldn't consider her new to media. I mean, for crying out loud, this is another point that I brought out last night. The main legacy media is still, whether you get outcasted, once you get into those clubs, you're not exiled. These people are not like the Megyn Kellys, the Bill O'Reillys, all the people from the 2016 Trump era. They are not exiled. They are not in some type of media exile. They want you there again. That's an illusion to me. They are not exiled in the media from the legacy media, not completely, because they still know how to get around in and out. Once you go in, you're in. Okay. So I don't really, now Rogan on the other hand, I mean, the guy was, he's been in Hollywood. He's had his tentacles in Hollywood. He's got experience. Okay. He's got skin in the game. And to me, it's the same family. It's the same circle, legacy media, Hollywood. I tell you guys this all the time, that I seriously believe that the media as well as the Hollywood community, they are very much twined. Those are not independent of each other. They're just not. Okay? So that's kind of what I'm on about there. But I'm saying for Megyn Kelly, I definitely, I mean, she was with Fox News and she was making tons of money. And I just don't think that it's necessary. You're not putting, dare I say, for the lack of a better phrase, you're not putting new blood in there. No, you're not. Like I said, who might make the cut? Some of these, I don't know, some of these YouTubers. I mean, you have a lot. I think you have a lot of decent YouTubers out there. Don't get me wrong, but are they gonna go there? It's like, to me, once you go there, there's no turning back. Once you go, you're gone. Once you step into that circle, that's where you'll be. So I'm just thinking, because for one, for you guys know, back in during Trump's first term, I mean, Fox News was not exactly, they weren't exactly. They want you guys to think right now, all of a sudden, oh, we're pro Trump, yay! Oh yeah, all those other media outlets, they're going down the tubes. Honestly, that it's all an illusion. So I'm just thinking that for them to set this up, that somehow he's going to be able to, you know kick some people out. That's not going to happen. It's just not. I mean, I've watched Megyn Kelly's podcast. I saw her on, of course, I watched her on uh, Fox News. I mean, it's almost like she and Bill O'Reilly pretty much kind of exited at around the same time. Um, dare I say, the J6 situation. Uh, yeah, I mean, seriously, I don't know. When he says friends of theirs, I think that is, they know who they are. They know who they are. Okay, Derek C. Williams puts in a Kim Iverson. And the Country Boy Archaeologist says if they're on the TV, they are on the same side. Salem M shows. Gotcha. He says Carlson Tucker is one of them. Same thing with Tucker. Candace Owens. To me, you just don't quite get that type of following without something else. You know what I mean? You're just not. It's here again, illusions. Um, a lot of things that Candace kind of comes to the light with. I don't think when she came to YouTube, when Carlson came to YouTube, it's like, are you guys really thinking these people are going to break these? They're going to really have these people crack the code after they've been in that circle? Do you really think so? I don't. I'm pretty sure not. I mean, I kind of think that Owens is a little bit, she's kind of, she's controlled opposition to me to a certain extent. There's certain things she can do. The same thing with Carlson. But I don't think that it's a club. It's there again. It's a club. It's fraternal. It's of an order that we don't have the ends. We don't have the inner workings to. But I'm just thinking, once you're there, it's kind of a lifetime. I think there's a lifetime. It's a lifetime spore. It doesn't go away. Derek C. Williams says Stu Peters would be a great press secretary, no nonsense. Derek C. Williams says a lady out of Australia, Maria Z. He also says, isn't it funny now that he admits that his blood glows under a microscope after the... Chris Cuomo wants to accurately report on the... Wow. Okay. We'll take it. See? Derek C. Williams coming in, keeping us on our toes. Thank you, Derek C. Williams. But I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, so like I said, we'll see. This is all very interesting. I do think that this whole NWO situation, it's already thriving. It's already flourishing. And whether people want to whether they think so or not, or if they say, "What NWO? What are you talking about? There's no such thing as an NWO." Uh, but it is. Okay, all this stuff with the border, it's happened. It happened in France. It's happened in Britain. Um, this was to me done on purpose. Okay, uh, I saw it in corporate America myself. Uh, yeah, I mean, and it's been out there for a while, but it's already flourishing because they've already been able to do things. They've already been able to do a lot of things, but they cannot do them with they cannot do them with the status quo. And that, to me, and that didn't matter whether who got in. That's kind of what I'm on about. It didn't matter whether it was, oh, you said this that the blue bird got in, no, the red bird got in. Oh, but it was an inevitability. Okay, I do remember uh, Bush Senior talking about that the NWO was something that they were going to have. They were going to have it. I've heard Biden speak out on commencements about the NWO. And so, it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than what, you're getting a few breadcrumbs here and there, but it's definitely, you know there's something brewing, there's something going on for sure. And it's not, and whatever agents or agencies that they need, or they're going to utilize those. um so we'll see, but I just thought it was interesting um that they brought this out about the White House briefing room. And then eventually, we talked about this before. I mean, how far are we from getting, you know, maybe you'll eventually have an AI advisor to the president, or maybe eventually you're going to have a AI type of press secretary. I'm telling you, I just don't think we're that far away from some of these. From yeah, I don't think we're that far away from it. Um, so a lot of things are on target. A lot of things are on target. And whether we're and just look at this whole last 4 years, nothing about that was status quo. I mean, even the situation we're in right now, I mean, how bizarre is it to have a sitting president have a person from their party, that their people, that they didn't elect, that nobody, you know they had a convention for it, but it wasn't about the people's voice. So it's kind of it's not going to stop. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. The status quo is already gone, and it was gone whether you had the red team or the blue team. It's done. It's done. There's no going back. I said we're not going back to pre 2020, and we're definitely not going back to, I think, more and more the walls come down, and people are more anxious and more desperate for some type of relief from the chaos. That more things are going to creep in, and I think they're going to use whatever globalist, whatever quintessential global citizens, AI, all of it's going to play a role in the future. In And I think it's going to be the near future. So that's kind of what I'm on about. Um, yeah, so let's just we'll see what happens here. Honestly, but I don't regard anybody that previously came from Fox News as a, you know as needing a new, as being like a new blood in the press briefings, or if they're interested, of course, hypothetically, if they're even interested. And there again, when they talk about this independent White House Correspondents Association, there again, that's another club. Of course, they'll do whatever it takes. They'll do whatever it takes to achieve what they, to get them where they want to go. So we'll see. I don't know. According to this, it's unknown if Rogan or Kelly will be interested in being seated for press briefings. How in the world would they not? You know what I'm saying? How in the world would they not? Uh, you know, you yeah, how in the world would they not? I just don't see them not. But it'll be interesting who else, kind of gets hitched to the whole who else kind of gets hitched to the whole situation. So next, this is of course, this is final lines on here. It says Breitbart News editor in chief Alex Marlow also appeared on the episode of Triggered, during which Trump Jr. suggested Marlow should take over MSNBC if Musk buys the struggling network. So I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time out, and for those of you for coming back. But here again, this is going to be one to watch. And yeah, I will continue to bring out some of these bring out what I think some of the prototypes that I'm seeing, or how there's a dual purpose for those individuals that are at the fore, that are, on the forefront. Yeah, the people that are out front, or that appear to be out front. And we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But first, I've said this before, we got to get to Jan 20, right? We'll see. We'll see. But I do think Musk is going to stick around. And what will he do next might be, where will he be next? Where might he show up next? And just to see the people, just to kind of test the people that either support him in being in place, or him being, flying around or whatever. Just, it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. All right, guys, let's see what else we have. Derek C. Williams says, isn't it funny now? Okay, I got that one. I think I went back too far. Oh, he said, so you've got Chris Cuomo there. Yeah, I'm telling these people flip. These people flipping seats, flipping minds, they flip. It's all like on a flip. If you, flip. Or yeah, for those that have flipped, that are in the media, mainstream or legacy media personalities, and then the people, I think they pretty much need, I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think that there's a lot of things that are happening here, but they need the will of the people, and they need to see what the will of the people looks like, what it looks like. And I think they're seeing it. They're seeing it. When there's no response is a response, or, it's still, there's a lot there. So who knows what else will come in. We'll see. I just think that AI might be what they offer, because we can't quite, we're going back and forth about who can be in the press meetings, a briefing room. And but then here's a solution. We've got a solution. And then it'll be, listen, the solution will be, I think Musk is also going to offer a lot of solutions, but I think they'll be AI based. In the meantime, you got to keep, people are worn down, and they're going to, people on social media have been worn down. People on social media have been worn down by the amount of censorship that happened, literally from 16. I mean, I don't want to go to 16, because I didn't have any type of interaction, but I definitely say from 18 to the present, definitely. Definitely, I think that might be, they want to see your reaction. Here's the problem. Here's the reaction. We got all of them. We got the solution. We got the problem. We got the reaction. We got the solution. And we brought it to you it's a gradualistic process. Of course they can't lay all of this on you at one time. So they've got to kind of they got to put it out there. They've got to uh, put it out there, or they got to kind of wear you down. You got to be worn down in order to allow some things to come in, or you've got to be worn down. You'll get the will of the people. You're getting it. The will of the people. You are getting it outside of a ballot box right now. So I don't care what anybody says. You're in a minute, you're going to be a ballot box, because here again, I don't know what this means, but I have heard, what was the quote? The quote that, what was it? Trump, he said this. And of course, the liberals, they took you out into, they had to put the manipulation wheels on. Of course, when Trump made this quote about the election, oh, if you do this, you won't have to vote again. And a lot of people, you could take that in many ways. Um, it'll be fixed so great you won't ever have to fix it again. And I think, to me, that's another impetus for AI. Let's see. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for taking the time. Just excuse me here for just a second. I'm just trying to pull out something here just for a split second, and then I'll be all set. But yeah, I just think it's like we're Operation Prototype right now, because we've been through a lot since 2019, and we're gonna go through some more stuff. That, in my humble opinion, that's my gut. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so that was, I said, yeah, Reuters back in July 28th, when they quoted him as saying, and I saw that in 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good. Yeah, that was the quote. You won't have to vote anymore. But then, okay, of course, but then you get these other outlets that come in and they say, oh, well, this is what he meant. He meant this. But I think they all have it wrong. I think they all have it wrong. And yeah, they got to push you out there. They got to get you off the track, right? Okay, so let's go with this. Derek's 22 Ronan's here. He says AI is an oxymoron. How are you? Derek C. Williams says artificial intelligence, a bear trap, posing as a godsend. Yikes. Yep. Soulless, crotchless, you name it. I don't need it. I don't want it. So yeah, yeah, so of course, apparently this was, of course, back in the summer, and that was, I guess, a Turning Point, one of those shows or whatever down in West Palm Beach. But yeah, so I'm just saying, I'm not gonna stop talking about this. So, and just to be clear, I'm not exactly playing devil's advocate. No, because I'm not playing devil's advocate, not so much. But I'm more interested in testing arguments. So if you have one, for those of you at replay, let me know. Please put it there. Please put it there. Let's see. Derek C. Williams says, okay, so Derek says, I've said that YouTube, their tube, okay, the golden goose. Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, Derek, you've been on it. I mean, if you guys don't know who Derek C. Williams is, please get on it. Get over there. Also, is TDOA still here? Freedom's March. You guys go ahead and drop your links. You guys get over to Freedom's March. Very, very, very stimulating live stream earlier today, per usual. Derek C. Williams, of course, he's been here for a long time. Definitely, it's the prolific Derek C. Williams is what I refer to him as. It says, Walking Tall. Walking Tall says, you said if we are new to the channel, come on in. I've subscribed to you before today. So does that mean you don't want me to come in? What? No, come on. Of course, come on in. The water's fine. Come on in if you have. I, the subscribers. The subscriptions and all of that is so manipulated. The bottom line is, if you're happy to be here, we're happy to have you. You know, I'm gonna tell you pretty much. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna. If ultra sensitive kinds of things, like I'm done. I'm getting done with censorship. Self censoring was what I mean specifically. I'm gonna stop self censoring myself. I think I owe it to the people that come here. So I appreciate you for considering, even if you're. So come on in. Let's see. Walking tall says, so I don't like to be where I'm not wanted. See you some. I have no idea what you're referring to there, but I don't really have the. I don't really have the time. You got to work. You got to work out your own whatever. This is this is not the place for that for sure. I don't know what you're on about, but this is not. This is since 2018. So do what you do. We're not. I'm not exactly out here beating the pavement for subscribers and that's not what I'm doing. This is not a growth stream. It's not a feel good stream for me. You know, you can't be, yeah, can't do that. Let's see. Ronan says, I come here to kick come here to kick knowledge. Let's see. 22 Ronan says, don't judge me by my channel. He says, we're not in Cali anymore. LOL. Really, Ronan? That's interesting. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this channel, it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. If you're looking for some type of, is this kind of channel, or is this that? You're probably in the wrong place. Probably keep going, keep scrolling in your keep chugging along in your algorithm, or just keep scrolling up or swiping or whatever it is that's going out there, whatever the technique is. So yeah, the days go by very fast. Let's see. Derek C. Williams says she was processed in death by her, or is it preceded in death by her son? Love the work of Alex Jones. Gotcha. He says your channel actually scares me often. He says, left California, imagine my. Wow. Okay, so yeah, for sure, you guys definitely put your channels into the stream. Everybody can. Everybody's 20 times 2 around here. That's not mine. That's of a late relative of mine. But everybody around here, we're 20 times 2 around here. So you can stay, leave, subscribe, do what you do. Do what you do. Do whatever, you need to do what speaks to you. Okay. It is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, I love that. I don't have a whole lot of, over the years, I still have patience, but I just have less patience for adults. I think that's what my issue is. I haven't lost my patience. I've just lost patience with adults. And yeah, like I said, we're 20 times 2 around here. Do what you need to do. All right, guys. So I'm sorry I had to give you guys put that in, but if people come in, this is I'm not in the club. I've been at the same amount of subscribers for for many years. So yeah, but I appreciate it. So I'm going to give it a little shout out, and then I'm going to say have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much, Derek C. Williams. Please put your link in the chat. Freedom's March. Please put your link in the chat. This Batshite Koisi. I'm not sure, how are you? Like I said, come on in. I'm not sure Walking Tall. I've really, you guys gotta hold your own around here. John Roberts, thank you so much for taking the time. And Country Boy Archaeology. Fun name. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for coming in. So yeah, we're just gonna keep a little eye on things around here in terms of course, Musk, and then um we'll keep an eye on it, all of it, as well as the, what's going to happen. But I do think that those things are kind of down the road. As fast as time is going, I don't think it's going fast enough that I don't. We still can't be fast forward. We can't be fast forwarded to the future. Is what we can't be right now. We can't. So let's see. Ronan 22 Ronan. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. And for everybody that came in last night, I appreciate it. And yeah, so like I said, we kind of started out on the coattails of the whole Musk and his advisorship ish appointment stuff going on. It's that being we kind of started out on that with, you know, we started out on that. And then we talked a little bit about how I thought he might be used for several things. Um, yeah, I think he might be used for several things. And to me, it's almost all things AI is where I think this is going, the big picture. So, with that said, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and have a great start to the week. If I have anything else, I will see you back. And yeah, if you're in the comment section, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about, if you want to opine on, what I was saying about Musk and his international, his global, his global kind of the global cachet. You got some global cachet, and yeah, what you think about yeah, what do you think about the PAL ship, and how it came about, and yeah. All right, guys. Until then, I will talk to you later. Have a great week.